You're trying to get a handle on what makes companies tick, right?
Yeah.
But without wading through tons of complex theory.
Exactly. Information overload is real.
Well, that's what we're aiming for today. We're going to dive into something called the strategy pyramid.
Yeah, it's a framework attributed to Wendy McGuiness back in 2011, and Igor Buinevici also highlighted it. It's a neat way to visualize how everything in a company should connect.
Connect aspirations to actions.
Yeah.
And you mentioned a pretty stark statistic earlier.
Right. The number that jumps out is that something like 90% of companies, well, they struggle with the execution part,
Yeah.
actually doing what their strategy says.
90%. Wow. Okay, so our mission today is to unpack this pyramid, look at its 9 parts.
And figure out what those successful 10% might be doing differently to actually make things happen.
Let's get into it. Starting at the top, purpose, the why.
Purpose, yeah. It's the absolute foundation, and it breaks down into 3 bits. First up is the mission.
The mission. So, like, the fundamental reason the company's even around.
Precisely. What's its core reason for existing, beyond just making money, you know? What problem does it solve?
Got it. The why. Okay, what's next under purpose?
Values. These are the guiding principles. They shape the culture, the decisions, everything.
So how the company behaves. Its ethics.
Exactly. They're the compass. Like, maybe a core value is customer obsession that influences product design, support everything. It underpins all their actions.
Okay, mission is why, values are how we act. And the third part?
That's the vision. This is the aspirational bit. Where does the company want to be in the future?
The ultimate destination. Gives direction.
Right. It paints that picture of the future state, provides that long-term pull.
Okay, so that whole top section is purpose.
Uh-huh.
Mission, values, vision. The why. Makes sense. What's below that?
Below that, we get into strategy. This is more about the what we need to do and how we're planning to do it.
A roadmap, sort of.
Yeah, exactly. The first element here is strategic intent. This defines the big goals, the overall path to win.
The high-level game plan. Okay. And what fuels this plan? You mentioned drivers.
Right. Drivers are the key areas the company focuses on to actually achieve that intent. Think market expansion, maybe.
Like a local company going national.
Or maybe it's relentless innovation, like a tech firm always pushing out new features. Or being the cheapest, the cost leader. Or focusing intensely on customer experience. Usually, companies pick 1 or 2 main drivers.
So those are the engines pushing the strategy. And the last bit of strategy is enablers. Sounds like the resources needed.
Spot on. Enablers are the things you absolutely need to make the strategy work. Technology is a big one.
Right.
And having the right people, the right skills, and of course the financial backing. You can have a great strategy, but without the fuel, the enablers, it's just paper.
Okay. Purpose gives the why. Strategy gives the what and how. Powered by drivers and enabled by resources. Now for the part where 90% apparently stumble. Execution.
Making it happen, yeah, this is critical. First, under execution are targets and initiatives.
Specific actions, things you can actually measure.
Exactly. Taking those big strategic goals and breaking them down into concrete projects, specific steps with, deadlines and accountability, moving from plan to action.
And how do you know if those actions are working? That's where KPIs come in. Performance indicators.
Yes, key performance indicators. These are the metrics. They track progress against the targets. They tell you if the initiatives are actually effective.
Like website visits for an e-commerce site, or maybe defect rates in manufacturing.
Precisely. You need to measure success or failure to adapt. If you can't measure it, well, you can't really manage it effectively.
Makes total sense. And the final piece of the puzzle, under execution. The strategy map. What's that?
The strategy map, it's basically a communication tool. It visually lays out the whole strategy, how purpose connects to strategy, connects to key actions and outcomes.
So everyone's on the same page.
That's the goal. It helps everyone from the top floor to the shop floor see how their work fits into the bigger picture. It drives alignment.
Wow. So it really is a pyramid. Purpose at the top, informing strategy in the middle, which then guides execution at the base.
And all 9 pillars, the 3 in purpose, 3 in strategy, and 3 in execution, they all need to be strong and crucially aligned.
Mission, values, vision, strategic intent, drivers, enablers, targets, KPIs, strategy map.
That's the full set. And getting that alignment right seems to be the key differentiator for that 10% who really succeed in executing their plans.
It's a really clear framework. Definitely gives you a structure to think about organizational success. Okay, so here's a final thought for you listening. Considering these 9 pillars we just walked through, Where do you think organizations, even really well-intentioned ones, most often drop the ball?
Hmm.
Is it linking the vision to actual targets? Is it the enablers?
Or maybe just communicating it all through something like a strategy map.
Yeah. Think about the alignment, or maybe the misalignment in companies you know.
Yeah.
Something to definitely reflect on.